What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is mrboat. He just screwed up the Great Hunt. He just screwed up the Great Hunt. He wanted it. He wanted the extra cow. But he could not get more than one extra cow. Or he could have... Yeah, he could not get more than one extra cow on that one. His opponent today in the red color playing as Ra, shaking things up here. His name is Mariano. Ooh, exciting times to be alive indeed here. Mariano playing Ra on Gold Rush. I think this might be the very first Ra game we've seen in this tournament. On this map, we've seen a whole bunch of Odin. We've seen a whole bunch. I don't know what they're chatting about right now. Let me turn this off and see if they say anything else. Like, pretend you're me here. Okay. I don't know. They're just chatting. Okay, let them chat. So we haven't seen any Ra on this map thus far, I don't think, apart from in Challengers League, which we may have seen a little bit. But what is the Ra game plan here? Why is Ra kind of strong on this map? Well, and why might you want to pick Ra on this map? Well, the big point here is that if you get a town center with Great Hunt on it, which is generally what happens on this map, then fast second town center plays are really, really strong here. Now, the question is going to be here, though, if Mariano goes for that fast second town center and doesn't have a crisp build order to utilize, he will find himself in a tough position. The thing about Ra and the thing about Egypt in general is that your timings are everything. And Ra used to be, an Egyptian used to be the late game powerhouse god. They used to have the mercenary. They used to have the strong, cheap buildings. They used to have all of this stuff. And all of that late game stuff was kind of taken away from them through the balance patches. So far in that, it turns out that back in that time as well, Egyptian also had the timing attacks. So not only did you have the late game back then, but you also had the timing attacks, but people didn't really know about that. And now as Age of Mythology moves along, you start realizing, hey, Ra's pretty good at attacking early. Why don't we try and do that? So what does that mean? Well, Ra's going to try and grab this town center. You could go for fast farmship, but with this hunt, you probably don't want to. You actually want to be going right onto the hunt, saving your rain for later, as we see a forward temple down by mrboat. He is going to be getting aggressive. He decides Heimdall is the god of choice. With this tower on this position, both the gold mines forward, this could be a very, very difficult hold here for Mariano. And Mariano is going for a late advance time. He's getting himself the pickaxe up as well. This is going to be a tough hold for Mariano. We'll see if mrboat is going to be ready here to mass out everything that he needs. We do see the Skraeling retreating back here. Raven moving overhead. That Valkyrie is going to be moving onto this position really, really early here to start attacking Mariano's villages, and Mariano's going to have to move back into his main base. He's also running out of the ball here as the temple is coming up. There's a chance, right, that if mrboat sees this temple coming up, he might be able to undermine it and actually kill it before it gets up as well. If it doesn't have the Raven flying overhead, so it looks like it's not going to be possible here. As the Heimdall hits, that temple is up. It seems too fast. The Longhouse comes down on this position as the Einhjar. I said Valkyrie. Einhjar is the unit coming out of the temple here. As the Longhouse is coming down, Mariano here has clicked up now, and he's choosing Bast. Ladies and gentlemen, he's choosing Bast. This is a 5-minute, 30-second Bast from Mariano as he's going to be moving back into his main base. Bast means no access to that really, really strong Wadjet in this game, which can be a huge assistance to deal with the deal with the Ioniar, deal with the Norse army and everything else. The ranged myth units can be quite difficult to take out, as we do see the Pharaoh getting pushed back into the main base here. Bast is now at 50% as the Hursa. See, nothing is going on that hunt over there, as the Hursa retreating back onto this position. The wooden wall will be actually getting taken down as well, that's defending this here just by that horn of the Ioniar, as the sentry tower can get taken down. That's going to open up this gold mine to boot here, as the Ioniar's breaking through this location with all of those Hursa out. That Sphinx is going to be making its way straight over onto this hunt. But on this map, Norse has got an advantage. Norse has got all of the cows. So raiding with those Sphinx is not as useful as you might think. As the Sphinx starting to move forward, it might be a good idea to just send a Hursa back and defend your hunt over here. If you're Mr. Boat in this position, as the Sphinx is moving around, we see more buildings coming up, barracks starting to come through as the Pharaoh moving forward. There is also going to be access to Undermine at some point. He could take out the barracks there, for example, with that Undermine. As the Sphinx starting to move forward, we'll see if Mr. Boat is going to be smart enough to not disrespect this Sphinx and just move back into his base and be fine with that, as the Hursa are going to be running back here to try and defend. Put one Hursa on this spot, one Hursa over here, and you can defend that Sphinx for a little bit. But Mr. Boat here, for the time being, will have to retreat back. He could start shanking away as the villager starting to get targeted down on this position. Mr. Boat here not paying attention. There he goes. He's starting to shank the villager over here. Will end up getting taken down. No micro at this point from Mr. Boat to save those low HP villagers, as one does end up going down there as the Hursa coming in to try and deal with this. Meanwhile, over on this position, we do see the raiding cavalry trying to take out those axemen on this position. Manages to snipe one. Mr. Boat going to be retreating away as the Hursa getting a couple of shots in onto the Sphinx. The Cryo Sphinx does run away there. 50 HP remaining. Nice play from Mr. Boat. He could send the raiding cavalry trying to scout that out and finish that one off with only 51 HP. Might be able to deal with that, as Mr. Boat is trying to pump out units as best as he possibly can here. Still eating his hunt on this position. He does still have the deer over here as well, as the Cryo Sphinx are going to start moving into the main base of Mr. Boat to hit that there, as the Hursa will need to retreat into the main base and defend, as the villagers on the wood line over here. This is a big weakness for Odin on this map against the Sphinx, is that all the wood is not going to be under the town center fire, but there will be some pine trees here underneath the town center fire that he can chop for a little bit, as he sends his Hursa over to defend, though he still has to be careful with his own Hursa here. He does pick up that Anvil of Hephaestus to help him out moving forward in this game, as more units are pumping out here. We'll see what Mariano is planning. He's getting himself the Sacred Cats. He'll be getting himself Plow. He's going to have to go for Rain fairly soon. Some cows coming back in to eat as the Sphinx is retreating back. Sphinx getting healed back up by the Priest here. This is a big, big value play for Mariano. The Sphinx costing obviously 120 food plus the 18 favor, and that Priest heals at, what is it, 7.5 HP a second? So a significant amount of resources coming in there as the rain does get dropped down. Upgrades for Mariano. He's got himself Plow, he's got himself Sacred Cats and Husbandry at this point, as the villagers moving into the middle of the map. The Sphinx will be spotting this out, as Mr. Boat does not have his Hursa onto this position. Now the question is going to be, what can Mr. Boat do against this one town center Bast play? One villager goes down there. Nice play there from Mariano, as Mr. Boat not paying attention. His Hursa have not moved forward or moved back to deal with this, as Mariano is picking off so many villagers on this position here. As the Hursa are coming back, the villagers turning around to shank, and they're going to have to get back onto those bear here as well, as the raiding cavalry moving around trying to deal with that there, as Mariano is now ready to go to that next age. Mr. Boat trying to chase that down himself. He's got villagers in his main base here on the cows. The raiding cavalry trying to chase the Cryo Sphinx away. Wait, is that Cryo Sphinx? Yeah, Cryo Sphinx away. Not yet the Hieroko Sphinx, which is really, really quick. But Mariano is going to be having himself Hathor, which is Locust, which basically means Mr. Boat has got to be very careful with his villagers. Generally speaking, when you see Hathor as Odin, your best move is to just move your villagers back into the main base and eat the cows. And sitting on this hunt is a risky move, because that Locust is most likely going to be able to take out your villagers. As the Sphinx moving on onto this position, going to be trying to take out some more villagers as he makes a little bit of ground on the Hursa. But it looks like he's going to just ignore that for the time being, realizing he can potentially retreat back in here and hit a Locust at some point as well. As Mr. Boat is just about to be able to advance to the next age. There's the Skadi coming through. That's going to be a really, really big help in this game dealing with the myth units. There is still Eclipse, though, for Mariano as the Sphinx comes through, and that Locust is 100% coming down. He mismicros it, but he does pull away fast enough. Beautiful play there from Mr. Boat, managing to dodge the vast majority of that damage as the Sphinx is still trying to chase around, gets another villager kill. The villagers will probably most likely should get brought back into the main base here as another villager goes down. The Sphinx gets hit just a little bit more there, and I mean, Mr. Boat is just waiting for the time being for that Locust to go away to get back onto those deer, but does he need that or not? As Mariano now, he is ready to go to that Mythic Age. He chucks up another tower, the market coming up, and this is a stock standard way to play this matchup here for Ra. It's very, very cheesy, and Mr. Boat has not snuffed it out. He could have gone for a fast second town center on this location and been in a really good position, but instead, he's now hitting that one town center against the Horus, which is coming through for him. We see a hill fort coming up in the middle of the map. Gold mines remaining in the middle of the base here. He's got himself a little bit of gold. We see the Migdol Stronghold coming up as cavalry are coming through. I don't think cavalry are the best idea here. You want to actually go Chariot Archer Avenger when you're going for a one town center fast mythic. You actually want to take the villagers off of farms, mostly at this point, and go onto wood as well, as you don't need as much gold income either to make that work, as the Sphinx is getting pushed back. There's no attempt at defending the town center in the middle of the map. All the buildings in the middle here. Basically, I think Mr. Boat's plan at this point is going to be to, well, can he maybe take out the temple? If he rushes that temple down, I mean, Mariano's got the time here to rebuild it, though, so I'm not sure this is going to be enough. He does undermine that temple as he is trying to take away the Avenger of Mariano, and he does manage to take it down, but is it going to be enough? Meanwhile, the Sphinx coming back onto this position as the Hearser does manage to take out the Sphinx there. Frost getting dropped down into the main base, hitting all of those villagers, going after the town center. Will he be able to take it down? He's got himself around about 12 seconds here to take that town center down before the upgrade hits. Villagers falling over here. The cavalry get a whole bunch of kills as Mariano is trying to break through on this position. There's no temple here for Mariano, so he gets no free Avenger. This is absolutely huge for Mr. Boat as the Tornado does get dropped into the main base here. The raiding cavalry coming over onto this location. The Patsukos is going to get some good damage done here, as well as the Frost is still got itself a little bit of time left. The town center getting taken down. It's still going to be a ways away as the Eclipse does get dropped here. Dwarves going to have to move back into the main base. There is no defense here for Mr. Boat's villagers. Mr. Boat is going as all in as he possibly can in this position as the spearmen pop out, the cavalry pop out. The town center looks like it will be falling here in this game, but there's no follow-up here as all the villagers for Mr. Boat are falling. It's 20 villagers to 27 villagers here. The town center falls as the fighting continues underneath this position. Ulf Jarls and raiding cavalry versus spearmen and cavalry here. I don't know if it's going to be enough here for Mr. Boat as he does decide to tap out in this game. Mr. Boat, he had himself a gold mine here. He had himself a gold mine on this position that he could have ran to, and he could have had the hill fort on, which he could have defended this position here. And he would have been in a fantastic position to continue putting pressure on. But he decided to go for this gold mine, a little bit greedy. He also could have stayed on this gold mine as well. Obviously, Tornado would have been a tough position to be in as well, as they banter at the end of this game as Mariano cleans game number 1 up here. Well played by Mariano. Nice strategy here. Very, very strong. I think that if Mr. Boat just cleaned the temple up, had that Frost dropped, pulled back, defended, get his town center back up here, puts some defense onto this location here as well, he would have been in a really, really good position. However, did not manage to make it work. Mariano gets the first win. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.